one parent or both, so that they're really going into that slumber in a very peaceful sense, that they're safe and protected. The bedtime routine, and then just a normal routine. Get them to bed on time all weekend so that they're ready for that, Tuesday to come back to school and get ready. Other than that, I think, just mention the handout. I put on the back some developmental things that you might see, just some things to watch for that typically in a crisis might come out in kids. But that's about it. So I am going to turn it back over, and I'll be here if you have any personal questions about your kids.
She's good. I need to call her and have her coach me every day. You call home, validate your feelings. Found a new friend. It is unsettling to us, obviously. Again, this is a school building where your kids have come and our teachers are teaching, and it's a wonderful, positive place. And to walk in and see what happened and have it be burned out in some areas, it's very unsettling that someone would do this. Police department has been wonderful to work with. We just have to understand it's not like CSI and they solve it in 60 minutes, right? It's taking time. They're on it. They've got some things going. And again, that's going to be a piece that, while it doesn't matter totally because we're going to have school starting Tuesday morning, it would bring some closure and we would know some things in terms of what happened and why it happened. Again, we are going to construct warm, safe environment classrooms for the kids, and we are so lucky that we can do it all at Green Springs. So we're bringing furniture, appropriate furniture, age appropriate from other places throughout the building, or the district. We have textbooks coming, supplies. Our Olathe Public Schools Foundation that does backpacks at the start of school. They've got a closet full of supplies, and they've offered things so the kids that are missing things from supplies, it'll all be replaced. Again, people are stepping up. It's going to be a wonderful plan, and school will be held Tuesday morning, and we're going to get right back after it. At this time, I would be willing to try some questions, anything except snow days. We'll talk about snow days this morning. But if there are some general questions, we have, again, a lot of people in this room that I will point to at the end also if you have individual questions. John Hutchinson is here from our business department, insurance questions and things. Again, by the way, band instruments are all safe. So much of the building is intact and okay. We just have to clean thoroughly. But even the southeast part of the building, we anticipate getting back at some time in the near future, which will allow us to spread back out a little bit again. It's just that southwest part, and there are outside classroom doors to go there, so we will have construction people enter that way. So we really are going to disrupt school very little as we reconstruct Green Springs this spring. I've got a question in the back of the room already.
For those second and third graders, do you want them to bring any supplies on Tuesday? What should they bring with them?
At this point, we plan to have their supplies there. The foundation has graciously offered to bring in individual supplies for students, so we plan to have everything there.
Question right here, please. Please.
Okay, I was just concerned, they talked about robbery or theft. Was it equipment, or was it like our children's identity information, or is that all on computers now?
Yeah, good question. And again, I don't know if I get some police backup. I'm a layperson, so when I talk about I-beams and things that have happened, that's not my area. But people that did break the window and came into the school, and there were some vandalism things that were done, like a fire extinguisher sprayed off, and some things, they tried to look in some cupboards and stuff. Some minor things are gone, but to my knowledge, nothing belonging to students, nothing with identity at all. Really looking for, I think it's okay to say, some money in the building kind of thing. So nothing taken there. The school was intact, things were on the wall, and it's all pretty good shape.
You say the preschool's moving. Is that they're going to start Monday or Tuesday?
One clarification, great question. Our preschool, because we're at Briarwood, and Mrs. Horse has done an unbelievable job at the building yesterday, we're set up, ready to go. We'd like our preschools there Monday at Briarwood. There may be some parents that drive. We've contacted them all personally, but the bus will pick up normally and just stop at Briarwood instead. So we'd like preschoolers at school Monday and Tuesday because they're off Wednesday for parent-teacher conferences. So great question.
Even with the shuffling inside the building, Y Care will also take place starting Tuesday before and after school, so Y Care will be intact. I was calling on people that had Kansas jerseys on, but I'm going to
maybe for the but there was a crime on Saturday at another school and in our school. Is there progress being made on finding out who these people are and are these connected?
I'm going to get a uniform up here. Scott Russell with the Lathrop Police Department. I'm sorry.
To answer some of your questions, I'll start with the first one as far as your kid's identity. If we see anything that we think is potentially harmful to your kids, we're going to tell you right away. Our first most priority is keep your kids safe as well as the rest of the community. So if we see something like that, we're going to tell you. At this point, we have not seen anything like that. Yes, we did have a tomahawk was broken into on Saturday. There was some damage to that. So I think all you understand that we cannot really go into a lot of the specifics of the investigation because of the integrity. We have to protect some of that. So instead of telling you, I'd like to tell you what we are doing, though, and this is what we are doing. The police department, along with the fire department, have Detective Sergeant Todd Milberger, along with Gary Nickerson from the fire inspector's office. We have about 8 investigators assigned to the case right now. They are sorting through, we're up over 50 leads right now that we are generating. So basically it's a long process and it's very tedious, and that's the type of things we're doing. So I'll certainly entertain any other questions you might have. Yes, sir.
Do the schools have any surveillance video or something like that that can help you, see who those culprits are, or do the schools have those?
I know that schools do have surveillances, but it's not pertaining to this case. There are other types of surveillances that we are looking into. So, yes.
I know the alarms were going off at 4 o'clock in the morning. Why is our school not connected to the fire department?
Okay, that's going to be a fire question.
It's not connected to. I mean, if they're going off that early, why are they not connected?
Yeah, not all schools are. And,
but some are.
That's right, exactly. And it's not something I'm going to stand here and tell you that you put a price on safety, but it is it's just something in our older buildings we've not been able to do. Now, keep in mind, while that building is occupied, obviously when an alarm goes off, it's monitored, everybody's safe. But we do not have anything other than inside mechanisms when that goes off. And what happened in this case, fire doors close and hopefully things are contained. We do monitor buildings as well on weekends and off times, but it's a valid question. Again, it's monitored when we have people in the building, when the safety has to be at its highest point, but we do not have it connected to the fire department at this time. Please.
Just a question with along those lines. The sprinklers, I know we don't have a sprinkler system. Is there any plan with all this new construction that has to take place to install one?
Yeah, and again, you're going to think I'm just crying because, as you know, what school districts are going through right now in terms of lack of funds. We talked about this yesterday on site with the fire marshal, fire chief was there, our architect, structural engineer, and so forth, and we talked about what would it take, to sprinkler all buildings. And again, I know you can't put a price on safety to say, well, we don't care about Green Springs and this school, we're not going to sprinkler it. But they talked about a $200 million bond issue to do something like that. I don't know if that cost is right, but that's what it comes down to. We are safe, we have things in place, we practice fire drills. I mean, there's no safety questions about your kids at school. Could it be better in terms of the facility and to have sprinklers go off? Yes, there's no doubt. I won't get around that. Please.
Is there going to be any form of communication to Green Springs families if any part of the investigation is figured out or they have found someone that we know?
Without a doubt. We need to continue to visit with you, and we will do that in every way we have possible. A lot of you are signed up for our text messaging. 330 kids in school, and I think we had over 300 families maybe that are signed up for that we can send to your mobile phone instantly, but we will also do email. We can use City Watch to give you a call at home, but we will communicate things as we're aware of that. Again, that'll help us all bring some closure.
And I have additional questions for Dr. Traube.
Great.
Can you clarify again where the first grade wet area, who is going to be, are there 2 classrooms in that?
There will be 3 classrooms.
But
There
the
is an empty
classrooms are
class.
all in the wet area?
Yes, it's not in the wet area itself. They are regular classrooms in that first grade, we'll call it the first grade pod.
Okay.
So there are 3 classrooms available. Mrs. Korb will be next to first grade in the empty room right now where we have some of our parent volunteers go in. And the OT room will become a classroom for Mrs. Key.